Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Lydia. I'm joined by my daughter Jillian, and this is Vintage Nectarines. We are here for day 22 of Junk Journal July, which is created by MegJournals in collaboration with Get Messy. As always, her information is linked below, as well as the list of official participating channels. Please go check all of those out. Today's prompt is one I'm actually really excited about. I didn't know how I was going to interpret it, but I'm excited to see it come together. I'm holding my book down because
they no longer stay closed.
It will not stay closed. It's so thick. Today's prompt is timeless. So, Jilly, how are you interpreting timeless?
When I think timeless, I think things that continue to come back or never change and stick around, which kind of makes me think of aesthetics in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know from previous videos, I really love dark academia and gothic aesthetics and all of that, which is something that's been around for a very long time and has just never changed. So I thought I could make a kind of aesthetic themed page.
I like it. I think that'll be really fun.
Ignore the dogs walking in the background.
The click clacking of the dog. So you're right on with what timeless is. The definition of timeless says something that never goes out of fashion or style. Something, and I think it also says something that doesn't change. And so for me, I got to thinking about kind of aesthetics as well. And for me, something that I interpret as being timeless are family heirlooms. And so I'm going the route of family heirlooms, and I'm going to kind of take it the route of quilts. I have two quilts that my great-grandmother and my grandmother made out of clothes that my grandmother and her siblings and my mom and her siblings clothes that they all wore growing up. So they are two Dutch girl quilts. I have a printout of what that is under my pile of stuff over here. So they look like this, and they used to be on these two twin beds that my grandmother had, and I remember
they were Grammy and our aunt's beds,
yep.
And then they were mine and Emma's beds.
Yep. And I remember growing up with these quilts, and I always loved them. There was one that I liked slightly more because there was one little girl on there that had the cutest little outfit, and it was kind of like green and pink, and I just loved her. But so I'm kind of going with quilts. I'm also going to be incorporating some of the hexies that my friend Amber sent me when she did her hexie along last year. I've always wanted to make a quilt, and I have never done it because I'm not the seamstress or the quilter or the sewer in this house. That would in fact be Jillian. I never really learned to sew, which is one of those things that I wish I would have taken the time to do, because my mom was an amazing seamstress, as was my grandmother.
So is your mother-in-law?
Yes, my mother-in-law. And so when Amber had decided to do this hexie along, I thought it would be a really easy way to try and learn how to quilt. So I'm doing that, and I have this whole hodgepodge of things over here that I'm gonna maybe try to include.
Yes, I do as well in my pile of things.
Yeah.
One of the things in here, I have a photo I took for photography because I thought it was very dark academia, but I also have this character I designed using an app that's a Japanese story writers app. And I really like how it turned out because it's just very much my style and what I wear regularly. So I thought I could include my little character, as well as I found two pictures off of Google, which are pictures of a college library. And I thought they were very dark academia, and I love the books. I also love that this one has the Roman numerals. So I thought I could use those as well. And I have more ephemera and more pages from the Starlight Garden.
So I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is try and figure out where I'm putting it.
Yes. I'm going here.
You're gonna do it right there?
Because my idea is I could make a window.
Nice.
So, I think I need to grab some cardstock.
Okay, so Jillian decided she's gonna go on her dark blue constellation page. And I think I'm gonna go right here. Just out of the way.
The reason I have a colored pencil and plain cardstock is because I'm going to draw and cut out and make my own 3D window. So it matches all of the Gothic architecture that I really enjoy. So I'm gonna do that for a moment.
Yeah.
I think I need to draw a shape first. That would be helpful. That would be useful. I need something the square shape that I want. I might have some loose. I want it to be a fairly big window. That could work for size, and then we could figure out the arch.
I don't know if I'll be using all of these things that I'm cutting out, but I figure I might as well at least cut them out to begin with.
You don't have
And
to
go
go
from
back.
there.
Ugh,
That
sound
was
is-
not a fun sound with the scissors. Sorry about that.
And then the thing about this is I need the circle to fit up top. Is that Alyssa? Yes. This back shape is just I technically only needed to draw one half of it because I'm going to fold it in half to make sure they're even. So I'm not even going to bother with the other side. I don't very much think that is the middle of that. But I'm not sure. Who knows at this point? Nothing is straight.
It's okay. No perfectionism here, remember?
Yes.
It's our new motto.
It's your motto. I was never a perfectionist. If I mess up and I can't fix it, I can be upset, but I'm not gonna try and do something I can't do. There's a great quote, and I forget who says it, but it says perfection is impossible because nothing can be 100% 100% of the time.
It's one of the things I admire about you because
There's no window shape.
you are not a perfectionist.
As
I
good
like
as
it.
we're gonna get it.
I am
I'm-
a recovering perfectionist.
I'm not a perfectionist in the sense that everything has to be perfect, but there are parts of me that are like a little bit perfectionist. I like when I look put together, and I like when my makeup is done well, and I like when things like school projects are as good as physically possible. But I don't push my limit, which is the part where I feel like I'm not a perfectionist, because I don't push myself to make it better than what I can make it.
Yep, but it's a really healthy thing to know what your best is and to strive for that and not be concerned with trying to meet somebody else's idea of perfection just to make other people happy.
Mom's a recovering perfectionist, and I'm a recovering people pleaser.
I'm a recovering people pleaser too.
It's just the age you grew up in. And I'm the middle child, so.
Your sister's a people pleaser too, though. Just because she's the oldest. My son, however, not a people pleaser, which I also admire about him. He's just like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Sometimes him saying no is not the best.
Every time he says that, though, I'm always just reminded of what my uncle used to say, because my aunt would ask my uncle to do something, and he would instantly say no. And my aunt asked him one time why he did that when he was going to do it anyway. And he goes, well, because I know I'm going to do it anyway, but I want to have the right to say no. I'm still going to get up and do it because you asked me to. But,
is that Pappy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Nana would always ask him to do stuff. And
I remember him
like,
saying no in the kitchen because there's a few times Nana like asked him to go do stuff with the chickens and things.
Mm-hmm. And he would joke, and he's like, I will do it when I'm ready. And I'm ready right now because that's when you want me to do it.
Pappy was a good husband.
He was a very good husband. We say was. He passed away about 10 years ago, unfortunately.
He was a good man.
Yes, he was.
Good for Nana.
Yes, he was. I am currently fussy cutting out these little illustrated doilies. They are part of a set from, I believe, Johanna Claw. I've had them for a while, so if I'm incorrect, I will put the correct name of the shop up on the screen, but I will also have them linked below.
Mom isn't often incorrect.
Oh, I'm incorrect quite a bit, actually, but usually I try to be
not with this stuff.
Mindful of remembering where I got things. But I've used several things from
Her.
From her. I really love her stuff, which is why I'm almost positive it's Johanna. And if I am not mistaken, I think Johanna is on the list of official participating channels for Junk Journal July. I know that Amity Bloom was, and I like her channel. So I have these 3 pieces of paper from this set, which is Marigold by Crate Paper. I love this set.
We have a few of their
Yeah.
little paper packs.
And I don't know why, but I feel like this is just kind of very vintagey, and it kind of has some of the same colors, and it kind of looks like it's its own kind of quilt. And then I just really liked these flowers as well. I don't know if I'm going to be using all of these. And then these little houses. Now, these little houses definitely don't go. There's these little, it's like a little church and a house, and there's a deer and swans. And I don't know why, but I absolutely love this paper. And I kind of, like, in my head, because I have this memory, you know, of growing up at my grandmother's house and stuff, and always having quilts around that I could just snuggle up with. I don't know why, but I feel like quilts and houses go hand in hand. So I might try to include the houses somehow. I'm really not sure. So, like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. I have all of these things pulled out, and I don't know where they're going.
For anyone confused, I'm just using this little piece of square paper to measure where the center mark of this is supposed to be, so I can measure out the little window panes.
Cute.
Because I have 3, so I can't just draw a line down the middle, so I have to figure out where all of them work together.
I hope you guys all enjoyed our little photo montage of Cooper yesterday. As I was editing the video, I realized we were talking about Cooper, but he was off camera asleep on the couch. And we weren't really doing anything. I think Jillian was cutting something out, and I don't remember. So I chose to just add some pictures of him. And he just makes us so happy. He's just the sweetest boy. We do, if you're a longtime viewer, you'll also know that we do have another dog. Her name is London. I think we've mentioned her in these videos before. She doesn't like being on camera.
She hates pictures.
Yeah,
she avoids phones.
Yeah, she will not let us really take pictures of her unless she's asleep. And when we film Vlogmas, she doesn't show up very much because she doesn't really like to be on camera. Unless we're on the floor opening presents or doing Advent, because she's always been very curious of like packages and
She
stuff
loves
like that.
to play with wrapping paper.
Yeah. So,
Like,
but she is getting to be pretty old, and so she doesn't appear as much on the channel as Cooper does. Okay, I should stop just sitting here staring at my stuff and figure out what I'm doing.
You know. That's too big. I have to make another one.
You know what? So I just had an idea, Jilly.
Oh no.
See. Hey.
No, not you.
What?
I think I messed up.
Oh.
No, that one goes. Okay.
So I have these little, like trim piece things. I have a blue one and a pink one, and then this green one. What if I put them in between the girls and made them look like they were quilted together?
Oh my goodness.
Because you can't really see the lines anyway.
Oh, but I love that idea.
Okay. It does kind of cover up parts of the little Dutch girls. Do you think that's okay?
Are you okay with that? Because it covers up their feet mainly.
Yeah, and their heads on that one.
I mean, if you're okay with it, I think it's a cute idea.
So I don't have enough to do the same thing for each of them. So
But you
do I
could do blue, red, green.
or just one and then the other? Because I think I would have enough to do. No, I don't actually. Okay, so I would have to do.
I think it would look cute because I think it would look like it's been quilted with multiple backing fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
Or like with piping.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's a cute idea.
Or, see, there's this image that's just patchwork pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Do I cut these out into squares
And make them patchworks?
and make them into a patchwork, maybe using these other papers?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
This is the back. This is what the picture's going to be glued to.
Okay.
This is the first layer that goes on top.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we're going to take the square piece and we're going to add more detail to these sections.
Okay.
Which means I have to cut out 3 layers, I think.
Okay.
I think that's what that is. So on the bottom there, I want to do those sconces.
Okay, so I need to.
So, we did some stuff off camera because
Yes.
it took us an hour to do what we had done previously.
Mm-hmm.
In the time off camera, I cut out, well, you saw me cut them out and paint them on camera. I cut out an extra piece for the top pieces of the window frame and I glued them together. And then I glued the picture to the back piece so that when they overlap.
Oh, that looks so cool.
Window.
Oh my gosh, Julie. Seriously. Every time you do something, I'm just amazed by your talent. That's so cool.
So now I have to glue them together.
I put together a patchwork Dutch girl quilt. So now I have to attach this piece to the page. And then I have this that I cut out that's gonna be like the border of the quilt. And then I'm gonna go in and make it look like there's stitching, I think.
She's not actually sewing it like she did the last time.
Yeah. I asked Jillian if she would do it for me and she said no. She's like, no. I love you, but no. I feel like I should maybe draw my stitching on before I put the thing in the book.
That might be easier.
Yeah.
I added clouds.
Cool.
I'm very sticky now. It does
Okay.
fine.
Okey-dokey. Let's see here.
Cut out person. Hey Mom, I have this haircut now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can finally say this character is actually me. Because that was what the whole thing was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be. They just didn't have long curly hair, so I had to use the short curly hair.
Yep.
But now I have the short curly hair.
Yep. Is this necessary? No.
Can you see it on camera?
No.
Make this one so if it goes in a circle, go this way and make those ones overlap. Because that's how you would do it on a
So
solution.
like this? That way?
Yes, so go around in a circle.
It's all about the fine details, right?
Let's get the pages together. Figure out which bookshelf we're using. I'm thinking I might be using the one with the ladder instead of this one. Because it's just not the right color contrast. This red is too red and not enough brown to match that one. So I'm thinking we're going to have to use the blue bookshelf. Which is fine. I like this one better anyways. Do we use the side that has... Does that look like the window would be shining the right light in the right place, or do we put it on the other side? So the window's there.
Yeah, because see the light's coming from the back of the...
Yeah, so the window
Mhm.
would be on that side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you guys can see, but I added stitching.
Our little grandma laugh tell you how much we like this.
Okay, but so then here's my question. If this is this outside piece, where would the stitching be on this?
Well, how does it get glued on?
Well, so this goes down first and then that's like that. So would it continue, would the stitches continue this way and then around in a square?
This is sewn on after because it's binding.
Okay.
So you would start in one corner, go all the way around, and back stitch in one corner. So you're gonna end up with like this big stitch in the corner.
So, off topic question for a moment.
For me or viewers?
For viewers, well, YouTube, you can answer as well. The Olympics starts on Friday. I'm wondering if anyone is excited to watch. And
If so, who's your team?
yeah, who's your team? And what are your favorite sports? I love to watch the track and field stuff because
Archery.
I did track and field. Yes, Jillian likes the archery. I also love the swimming and the diving.
Yes.
Diving is probably one of my absolute favorites.
Yes.
I love to watch
Gymnastics.
and I love to watch the
Swimming.
rowing,
Yeah.
and I love to watch the soccer. I'm excited for our U.S. women's team to get on the field again.
Yes.
So,
My favorite Olympic sport technically is a winter sport
what's your favorite one?
because I love figure skating.
Mm.
Love the ice dances.
You know, my my absolute favorite winter Olympic sport is bobsledding.
I'm
But
not surprised actually.
But I think one of my favorite summer ones, I mean, diving I think is my absolute favorite, but I really like to watch the rowing. Dad and I were just talking about that the other day because he and I would both actually really love rowing
I think they have a rowing
as an
team.
exercise.
Yeah, I think they have a recreational rowing team in town.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I love
Dash.
those colors together.
That looks really pretty. And you're going to still be able to see that?
Mhm.
Nice.
It goes behind the window.
That's so cool.
I can do lines and make it wallpaper.
It totally looks like wallpaper. It's like the professor's office. I like it. It looks good. That part is done. Good. I don't know what else I'm doing. Ooh, that's so pretty.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Lupin's office.
Totally. This is, I just need to point this out for 1 second. So you handmade this window with this beautiful picture that you took for photography class.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a print.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I didn't want to print it again because I'd have to upscale it and it wasn't
But-
going to work.
Seriously, guys?
I like miniatures.
Girls got talent.
This video has been unintentionally quiet.
Mm-hmm.
We don't mean to be so quiet. We're just both thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Make my pocket look like the bottom of a desk.
That would be cool.
So like there's the desktop and then there's, you know, underneath the desk.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe this professor grows plants in his office because I have these plants that are like the perfect color.
That would be cool.
So this professor has plants under his desk because he's not allowed to have them at the school.
I love that you created a whole story for this professor. It's great.
What?
I love it. It's funny. Unfortunately, I feel like we had minimal talking. I think Jillian said that earlier, which was unintentional. We were kind of just both in the zone of creating our pages. And we both ended up with somewhat simple pages in a way, but I actually really, really like them. So, do you want me to talk about mine, or you want to talk about yours first?
I don't know. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So, as I was saying in the beginning, I was viewing Timeless as family heirlooms, and I kind of went off of the Dutch baby quilts that I have. And so I wrote the definition of timeless and heirloom here, and then I also said I'm blessed to have the twin Dutch baby quilts. They are timeless to me. And it says create a handmade home, and I have just the little Dutch girls over here, and then my little patchwork quilt, and I added some little 3D flowers to each one of the Dutch girls, and then I did put in some of those hexies that I had gotten from my hexie along order from Amber, and then on one of the back of the hexies she actually wrote, "Lydia, thank you so much for the order, love Amber," and so I stuck that on with this cute little safety pin sticker, and I did put stitching around my patchwork quilt. So I really like how it came out.
I did, I think, a lot off camera. I'm not sure actually what I did on camera and off camera.
I think you just we stopped recording making the window, but I think you did everything else on camera.
I kind of see Timeless as things that come and go, but they don't ever really change, such as fashion styles, as I explained, and aesthetics. And one of my favorite aesthetics is that gothic dark academia, and I really, really like how that kind of has stayed ever since it became a thing. It's never really changed, and I thought it worked really well for this. It also gave me a reason to put my little miniaturist hat on for a moment and make something really pretty. I really like this page. I like the way I made it look like wallpaper, and I made the desk, and I just made this beautiful picture that I got off Google look like it was really part of a room instead of being just part of a page. Because it kind of feels like you're stepping into a book or another little space in time.
I love it. I think your window's amazing, and I love how you have the magnifying glass and the candle on the table, and then this picture over here on the wall. It really does look like you stepped into either the library or a professor's office. Yeah, I really like it.
And Mom told me to use this little letter to create a badge or a crest for a school, and then it made me think of another book I'm writing, as I mentioned in this page actually, how I love to write, and in that one it's called The School of Blackwood, so I thought the B worked, but it also works for our last name. So I thought it worked really well.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Have this as my charm for today. It's just a little stack of books.
I do have extra little Dutch girls that I cut out, so I'm probably going to take one of the ones that I had fussy cut and put her on heavier paper and use her as my charm, but we shall see. So I haven't done that yet. I have to go back and pick out a couple of charms for the last few days because I haven't done that yet. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. We truly hope that you enjoyed this video and that it is inspiring you to create something of your own. And we will see you tomorrow for prompt 23. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and the little bell to be notified every time we have a new video. Until then, bye.